There are four ways to connect the Canon PRO-1000 printer to your computer, and I want to start with the least practical option, wireless direct. This is where the printer creates its own Wi-Fi network and your computer connects directly to it. Here's how to activate it. On the printer's display, navigate to LAN settings, change LAN, and activate direct connection. The printer will show a short explanation and ask you to confirm. And once you select yes and go to the details, you will find a network name and password. Now go to your computer's list of available networks. You should see the printer's network listed there. Select it, enter the password, and you're connected. It sounds simple and it can be useful if you don't have a router nearby, but it's not great for everyday use. The downside is that your computer disconnects from your normal internet while you're connected to the printer. So every time you want to print, you're basically cutting yourself off from everything else. It works as a backup, but for daily use, it gets annoying pretty fast. Next is Wi-Fi or wireless LAN. This is what most people use because it's really easy. No cables, quick setup, and it's done. But this is also where problems can start. The PRO-1000 is a bit sensitive to wireless interruptions. So if you have ever experienced random shutdowns, Wi-Fi might be one of the reasons. If you want a deeper explanation, I have a separate video about unexpected shutdowns where I go into more detail. Now let's move on to the more reliable options, starting with USB. If you look at the right back side of the printer, you will find the USB port. Just plug in a standard printer cable and connect it directly to your computer. This removes the router and avoids any network-related issues. Once connected, your computer will likely detect it as a new printer. On Windows, go to Printers and Scanners, and you will probably see something like Canon PRO-1000 Copy 1. I recommend renaming it to something like PRO-1000 USB to avoid any confusion. This is a direct one-to-one connection between your computer and the printer. No router, no network, no interference, which makes it very stable. If your printer is close to your computer, this is one of the best setups you can use. The only limitation is cable length. If your computer is far away and you need a long cable, you might run into communication issues, especially when sending large files. Also, this setup is limited to one device, so you can't easily share the printer with other devices. And finally, the best overall option, wired LAN or Ethernet. On the printer's display, select Activate Wired LAN. On the right back side of the printer, just below the USB port, you will find the Ethernet port. Remove the protective cap and connect the printer directly to your router using a cable. You get the same stability as USB, but with much more flexibility. Multiple devices on your network can use the printer and it handles large high-resolution files without any issues. So here is the bottom line. If you want your Canon PRO-1000 to be stable and predictable, avoid Wi-Fi whenever possible. Wireless direct is more of a backup, and USB and Ethernet connections give you the best stability.